I'm getting ready to take my garden tour for this morning, and you guys are invited. Come on. If you remember, this is the experimental garden area where I had lots of dry Sahara-like desert soil. Remember this? How about this? But now, things are growing, grass and all. I want to show you before it gets cold. Look, I got string beans. Look at that. About as long as my finger. Nice sized string beans that the deer didn't get. I'm going to harvest these today. And my tomatoes. Look at that plant. He's doing pretty good. These are Roma tomatoes in the back. So what a difference soil make. Soil is the foundation. If you got good soil, you have good vegetables. I need to take some of this grass out. Well, I can refurbish this grass. Just turn it over in this bed and put some fall vegetables in it if nature allow. This tomato plant was a little stick, if you remember, but it's got some tomatoes on it. But look at there. I don't know if it's gonna make it or not because we're expecting bad weather. But if not, it can make it in my skillet. I like fried green tomatoes. I got two plants that has pretty good sized tomatoes for this soil. I'm pleased. I will be trying to overwinter a couple of these tomatoes so they'll be producing for next year. Sounds good to me. We walk back here. I got this little hibiscus plant. It's about a foot for being 5 foot. I'm almost taller than I am. Oh, they are so cute to me. Next year, I still have seeds. I'm hoping that I can have an abundance of hibiscus plants planted. Just think, this is an experimental area, but I'm sure that I will be growing in beds next year. It's nice to see things from an experiment that work. You're gonna have some problems along the way, but all in all, I'm pleased. I'm just looking at the soil. Next year, we'll concentrate on what's growing and the health and fertility of the plants. Okay, let's walk over here and see this other hibiscus plant, the one that the deer was nibbling on as well. The hibiscus plant is growing. It has some flower buds called roselles. These are roselles. When you make them into a tea, they taste like cranberry juice, so I hear. I'm hoping that they get big enough for me to pick and harvest so I can at least enjoy 1 cup of good hot hibiscus tea. I got seeds so I can plant them on time next year. I got off to a late start, but next year, honey, it's on. Even with the bad weather coming, I'm going to take my chances on letting the plants stay in ground. Just cover them real good with plastic and some leaves because each day they get bigger and bigger. Okay, one more look in the garden. I put some plastic down on one side of this bed. I do have some beans I should harvest. I tell you, beans are very prolific. About the size of my hand. Good eating. This zinnia in here is trying to give me a flower before winter comes. I put kale, some little curly leaf kale in here. I'm hoping that the roots catch on. And they make it through the winter. They've been in this bed for a minute, probably like a week or so. So hopefully the roots attach to something and give me a good abundance of kale. I'm going to take these peppers out and overwinter them, try to overwinter them for next year. Okay guys, this is the little rustic garden I started on the last video. When I put those cowpeas remnants in the garden, lo and behold, a rain came and cowpeas grew. The cauliflowers are still hanging in there. They're growing. They're right beside the cowpeas, but the cowpeas have taken off, and I'm going to let them stay because they supply nitrogen beside the cauliflower. It could do no harm at this point. So I'm going to let them stay in. I also transplanted some kale from a container. My container was so full. These are called 1,000-head kale plants. I have got my share of kale this year, I tell you. I planted the kale. They're doing good. I planted a collard on the other side. You can tell by the veins in the leaves. This is a kale. And the next plant you see is a collard. I'm going to just let him stay. He's doing just fine right here. Well, this is going to wrap up our little garden update. Everything is looking good. I ask that you continue to come along and visit me. Let's experiment more. As always, I ask you, get your hands dirty, get out there, be blessed, and grow some food.